What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I've got yet another example of what are being described as flying fairies. I've never heard of this or even seen anything quite like this until 2020. Now I've got multiple examples to share with you guys. These are coming out of Germany. Also in this video, we've got what looks like some sort of a flying disc that was captured in the sky above Washington. Got a fireball in the sky, daytime fireball at that, in the skies above Slovenia. Pretty cool stuff. You want to stick around for that. But first, here at the website, going to check out the Schumann resonance. Seeing a little bit of an increase in activity in the Schumann data. That can be traced back to the surface of the sun. You can see a very large active region here on the lower eastern limb of the sun with 2 sunspots. So we'll probably not only see an increase in activity in the Schumann, but overall geomagnetic activity around the Earth, as that looks like a very large active region turning our way. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismos. Business as usual at the caldera. This is the new norm, a steady flow of small energy around the caldera, which I would expect some. After all, it is a supervolcano, but we are seeing an increase in small earthquake activity. These vertical signatures you see here, especially over here on this very busy northwestern quadrant, there's a lot of recent, within the last 24 hours, earthquake activity, and it's pretty much isolated to the western half. You don't see a whole lot over here on the eastern half of the caldera, mainly over here on the western half. Not exactly sure what that's implying. We just don't want to come over here and someday see all these dark blue. That would imply a very lot of large activity, and right now it's still small, so I would say we're in pretty good shape. We're going to start off this video up in Washington, Loon Lake, Washington. The photo you see right here was sent in by Gina. She found this very interesting, as I did too. So what I did was took and made a little slideshow of the photo that was shared with me by Gina. Made some modifications, not alterations. I just adjusted the lighting and color to what looks like, once I zoomed in really close, looks like a classic flying disc, or the famed flying saucer that goes back in history for decades. And when you look at the surface of this thing, as I got closer, you can see 3 round features, and it looks like this thing was intelligently designed. I don't know if those, you can see right there, if those are domes or if those are some sort of lights. I don't know what they are, but to me that looks like it was built with purpose. And you can kind of see what looks like an energy field around it, maybe a haze or some clouds or some sort of mist. Here again, you can see the very obvious round features on the top that to me look like they were intelligently placed on this structure, whatever it may be. I'm pretty sure it's not a lens flare or anything like that. That looks like a physical object to me, based off of what we're looking at here. And again, I didn't alter the photo. I just simply made some adjustments, hoping to pull forward some other features, and it did. It worked this time. It doesn't always work, but there was definitely something there in the sky above Loon Lake, Washington. A photo sent in by Gina. Now we're going to go over to Slovenia. Dash cam footage of a daytime fireball sent in by Bernard C. That was a spectacular, very bright fireball. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe a refrigerator, freezer size fireball. Bright, very bright. That would have been a very bright nighttime fireball, considering it was very bright in the daytime. Great capture here by Bernard on the dash cam of his car as he was driving down the road. Here it is in slow motion. And again, the atmosphere won, so the ground is littered with literally hundreds, quite possibly thousands of small meteorites in that area of Slovenia. Comes in as a meteor or small asteroid. When they break up into small pieces, they become meteorites, and that's exactly what that one there did as well. Like I said, if that one would have been at night, that would have been quite spectacular. That was spectacular in the daytime. This little disc here up in the sky, if I had to guess, I would say that was probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50 feet wide. That's not a glare or a reflection. That's a physical object up in the sky, possibly 30 to 50 feet wide, somewhere in that range. I meant to give an approximation earlier. Now over to Germany. Here's the original video that was shared with me by Catherine. Goes clear back to April of 2014. And when she saw the video that I posted about a week ago of what looked like little creatures flying in the sky above the Florida coast, it reminded her of the video she posted 6 years ago above Germany. Same type of phenomenon was noticed back in April of 2014. And here's the video that she shared with me. And you can see this one here is fairly close, and I want to point something out. That's no more than 1,000 feet off the ground. If that were somebody parachuting or paragliding, they would have had to have had some sort of parachute or some type of deployment deployed well before right here. That's way too close to the ground. So I don't know exactly how big it is. It's difficult to say. Maybe a foot and a half. It's hard to say, and you can kind of see some movement every once in a while. Right there you can see the wings or whatever the horizontal features are. They just moved up and down. The torso, as you're going to see here in some still images, you're going to see it bend. So it does have movement / flexibility, like right here. You're also going to see what look like eyes on the head of this thing, whatever it is. And again, I want to make it very clear, I don't know what this is. I don't claim to know. The person that shared the video with me said it reminded them of what was shown in this video here. And they do have similarities. This one here is Florida from a week ago, and that's from Germany back in 2014. So yes, they do definitely have similarities. They're not identical, but similar, yes indeed. So here's the still images, and you're going to see what look like eyes on the head of this thing. See them right there? Isn't that strange? What in the world is that? Unreal. Here it is in a negative format. Light is dark and dark is light. And again, it looks like it has some sort of eyes on the head of this thing. Torso definitely bends. Here you can see the wings or the horizontal features here. They're kind of slanted down a little bit, where earlier they were more up. So there was movement there. You could definitely tell they'd moved just a little bit. See some movement in the torso part there. And again, especially right here, almost looks like a praying mantis head. But again, that doesn't look like a praying mantis. It's too big, I think, to be a praying mantis. I would say that's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 12, maybe 14 inches long. Here's another example of something in the sky that just didn't look like a star, didn't look like a planet or a moon. Here it is up here on the right. That was also sent in by Catherine of Germany. And here's another example of a photo from the daytime hours. You can see a creature in the sky right there. Probably, once again, in the 6-8 inch range. Difficult to say with exact certainty. Here it is up close, and we're going to go in even closer. You're going to see that it has a pretty good size head, which would tell me that it's not necessarily an insect. Again, I don't claim to know what this is. I'm just sharing it with you guys. You tell me what we're looking at. It's definitely got wings. It looks like the wings are moving as this thing is flying. It's not on the tree branches. It's in the air, about 15, maybe 20 feet in the air. Here's a close-up. And see how large the head is on this thing, whatever it is? And that's just slightly enhanced. So it may have color. Wings back here in the back, quite possibly a pair of wings. Pretty good sized torso and a pretty good sized head. So they do have similarities to what we saw in Florida. Right there's the Florida little creatures, and there's one of the examples from Germany. So great observations, guys. I'm telling you, you don't miss a trick. You are wide awake and on the ball. Coming up December 21st, here in a little less than 4 weeks, we're going to see a alignment in the sky of Saturn and Jupiter. This photo, actually there's two photos here, I just put them side by side. These were taken by Mark J. out of Kansas here recently, of Saturn and Jupiter, and 3 of Jupiter's many moons. So once again, coming up on December 21st of 2020, special alignment in the sky of two gas giants, Saturn and Jupiter. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery at the website, and sometimes I'll use them in a video just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.